Hi, I'm Ian Feinberg, and I am joined by my partners in crime, Natalie Gabbard and Ben Sullivan. We are here to discuss how our research is going up to this point. It is April 7th, 2019, and we as a group are heading into the closing stretches of our research assignment. As you may know, we are taking a very close look into the University of Kentucky's alcohol policy. We want to know what brought on these policies, where they came from, who decided they would work out well, what the goal of these policies are, as well as many others. We have done extensive research going to all lengths just to get to the bottom of this university alcohol policy. As a group, we feel that we represent the student body on this campus when we say that the strict policies pertaining to alcohol at the University of Kentucky are ineffective, detrimental, and put us at more risk than expected. This led to our main focus of our final project, to attempt to initiate a change in the current alcohol policies at the University of Kentucky, or at a minimum to create the idea of a change in the mind of university officials. See, as students, we can be very influential and use our passion and our will for change to accomplish anything we put our minds to. I can't spoil it yet and reveal all that we have found pertaining to our project, but there are some major points about to be made, and the best thing to do is to be patient and wait on them. Our final project will be in the form of a PowerPoint presentation because we feel it will be the best way to get our message across to all the people that are willing to listen. On that note, I will pass it on to Ben where he will fill you in on our research process.
For a research project, we have looked at several different sources. We have looked at scholarly articles, news articles, research pieces, and reports from schools of health. We have found abundance of information that will play a key role in our research as we continue. We have found reports and stats on alcohol-related accidents on campuses, predictions of alcohol consumption for first-year students, comparisons between prohibition and tri-campuses, how campus culture is affected by alcohol policies, as well as how administrators view alcohol policies and youth drinking habits and effects. So far as a group, I think we have worked very well together and have been very flexible and understanding when it comes to planning times to meet. Communication has played a very important role, and we are excited to continue working together throughout this project.
As previously stated, we have and are continuing to conduct extensive research on our project topic of alcohol policies at the University of Kentucky. Throughout this process, we have discovered quite a few interesting pieces of research valuable to our project. To begin, when our group took a look into the reasoning behind the drastic change to the long-standing tradition of the historically wild tailgate zone known as the Bowl, we were surprised by our findings. In an article published by the Kentucky Kernel, a UK-sponsored student publication, the Dean of Students, Nick Kerwald, and the Assistant Provost for Health and Wellness, Drew Smith, focused on two main reasons of safety and inclusivity. They elaborated that in the past years there was a perception that only students involved with Greek organizations were welcomed into the Bowl, and this year they were hoping that all students, whether they are in Greek life or not, will feel welcome. They continued to explain that these changes were also to keep students from binge drinking or drinking in ways that might be harmful. My group members and I were profoundly surprised by their reasonings after experiencing firsthand the effects induced by those changes. Basically, instead of trying to create a more inclusive tailgating area to all students, the problem was worsened as multiple Greek organizations took their pregame festivities to off-campus tailgates that made their faulty perception of Greeks only allowed into a reality, creating a stronger divide between students and leaving many feeling they had nowhere to go on game days. Also, there was no longer any university supervision at these off-campus tailgates, so to think that this would change or decrease the amount of students partaking in binge drinking is almost idiotic. This piece of research will play a critical role in our final project. Another thing we discovered throughout our research that was pretty surprising is what happened after the tragic passing of a young fan on game day that occurred last semester prior to one of the first home games of the year. In an article published by the Lexington Herald Leader, we learn all about UK's failed attempts at fixing the drinking culture and the details of the events on the day of the accident, what's happening to the fraternity that the student behind the wheel was pledging, but we never read about what UK is going to do, what actions they're going to take, and what real problems they're logically attempting to solve, which after an event of this capacity takes place is surprising to say the least. Within a final look into our research of alcohol policies on college campuses, we came across an interesting article discussing if school-related contextual factors like school alcohol policies and school ethnic composition related to the amount of heavy drinking that took place on campus. A study published by the Wiley Online Library revealed that there actually was an association between ethnic composition of the school and episodic heavy drinking. They conclude by explaining within a school context, peer modeling and reinforcement mechanisms can affect individual students' alcohol use, but a certain level of identification within the group and the resulting social control may be necessary. School policy seems to have no impact on students' alcohol use, possibly because students are faced with these only during special events, including school parties and excursions.
Thank you for tuning in to our verbal recording session. We hope that some of the information we spoke about interests you guys, or at least interested you all enough to take a look at our final presentation. We feel that we could spark major change on this campus and turn ineffective policies into effective ones. At the end of the day, we just want the University of Kentucky to be a better and safer atmosphere for everyone. We'd like to say so long and thank you for listening, and we will see you all very soon.